Right. It comes in this stunning bright colored blue box. You'll notice if it's not in your pocket, it has a tall 6-inch screen. But does its performance and everyday usage match its looks? Let's find out. Straight off the bat, the J6 Plus it's tall. Personally, I like how the phone fits in my hand. I can't quite say I'm a big or small phone type of person, but I like how this phone fits on hand. It's got this nice rigid build that suggests it was meant to last. But then again, glass is glass and glass will always break. And here we are seeing that the device is glass sandwiched. Glass both on the front and the back side. And that's why you should be very careful when handling this phone. It's not as slippery as some devices, but if you're the clumsy type to drop your phone, you're better off slapping a cover on here and a screen protector. Personally, I didn't put any of those because I don't drop my phone that often. Like, I never dropped this phone at any one point when I was using it. Anytime you see a plus version of something, it means it's better than its counterpart or the earlier version. That's where this phone has a lot rooting for it, and that starts with the 6-inch screen. It has thick bezels top and bottom with slight bezels on the side that gives you 73.6% screen to body ratio. Personally, I feel like the bezels are too thick for a device that came out late in 2018, but then again, it's something not many people will mind, and if they did, they'd probably get used to it with time. On the bright side, the bright screen is brilliant for outdoor usage, and you'll not find yourself squinting at the screen. Moving on, this device ships with Android 8.1 Oreo straight out of the box, and you get either 32 or 64 GB of storage on board depending on the variant you choose. You'll get 3 gigs of RAM with the 32 version, and that will be stepped up to 4 gigs of RAM with the 64 GB model. You also get a dedicated micro SD card slot that allows you to go all the way to 512 GB on external storage. The device is powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 425 chipset, which I should say is not a power-hungry chipset, and will run your day-to-day tasks with minimal lag and with lots of ease. But please note, once you load your device with all your favorite apps, your music, your videos and whatnot, you will notice some stuttering in the launching of apps or resuming of background tasks. And that takes us to its performance capabilities. Now, on paper, the J6 Plus has got all the beautiful and attractive whatnots. You're getting 3 gigs of RAM, Dragon chipset, but it does run into some performance issues when you're playing games that require plenty of resources, and that will need you to bring down some of the gaming specifications like your graphics and all that. That aside though, it does deliver respectable frame rates when gaming. It's got some features that I personally found gimmicky that turn on when you're playing your games. These features apparently are meant to boost the phone's performance when gaming, but then again, the average user might not quite use them. Also, still on performance, when looking on the multitasking end of things on the phone, it does multitask pretty well. You can leave your apps running in the background and go back to them and pick up right where you left off. But sadly, you'll almost always have to restart your game if you left it running in the background, and that's okay, it happens on most phones. And one thing I should mention that was asked in the comment section of the previous video is, how hot does the phone get under maximum usage and multitasking? Answer on that, it does heat up considerably, but not to an extent of completely jamming or shutting your phone down. Now, the next bit is also from a comment in the previous video. How is the battery life? Well, the device does have a 3300 mAh battery built into the phone chassis, and without getting into all the geeky stuff, it will last you a day on full charge. Maybe 2 if you're a light user. So you can start your day at 100% in the morning and finish the day with about 25% battery left, which is fine. Now, for some people who fancy fast charging and wireless charging, those two features won't come with this phone. But Overall, the battery management is okay. So far, the J6 Plus is checking all the right boxes. It did for me up until I tapped the camera icon. Now, on paper, you're getting a single 8 megapixel f1.9 front-facing camera capable of shooting 1080p videos at 30 frames per second and an LED flash. Now, you get a dual camera setup at the back on your main camera. You're getting a 13 megapixel f1.9 wide angle lens with autofocus, 5 megapixel f2.2 depth sensor lens for taking all your blurred shots, but all those features built into the camera don't always work. Example is the panorama feature, which basically allows you to pan across a landscape or a scenery and capture a lot more in one shot. But then again, that didn't always work as it was supposed to work. This is what you expect a panorama shot to look like, but this is what you got from the J6 Plus from time to time. Otherwise, when you get it to work, it does take some really good photos. One more time, you're getting a large screen, which is good for watching Lord Hesian content on YouTube. If you've not subscribed yet, by the way, please hit that subscribe button and ding the notification bell to receive notification of future videos. It also allows you to pop 2 of your SIM cards in it. You get a side-mounted fingerprint scanner that's pretty snappy and accurate when unlocking your phone, and facial recognition, but on the downside, it doesn't come with a USB Type-C port to charge the device or transfer files. Another downside that not many people will notice is that it ships with Bluetooth version 4.2, which, don't get me wrong, it works well, pretty well. But then again, looking at when the phone was released, you kind of expect it to ship with Bluetooth 5.0. More on the plus side though, you do get a headphone jack, and as you all know, that is one of my personal favorites. It doesn't slide off desks and can be used on a flat surface. It has some one-handed mode action on board to help you out when using the phone with one hand, which is pretty useful when you want to drag the notifications bar, which is unreachable for people with small hands. And now, how do I end this?
All right, thank you very much.
What's the name of this one?
Hello, Magician.
We saw him now. Did you see when he ran away?
Come back here, come back here.
That's the end of the review. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button, share, and subscribe if you haven't. As always, my name is Hesian. See you in the next one.